has been 100 days since the appointment of the Gauteng Police Commissioner, Tommy Mthombeni, and he will reflect on the progress that he's made since taking over the reins. Newzroom Africa's Nqobile Madlala joins us live ahead of the address. Nqobile, good morning. And, you know, the Gauteng Police Commissioner comes off some highs this week. Just a few days ago, I think on Monday, they did that major bust in Alberton, uncovering this multi-million rand drug lab, making several arrests. So no doubt he'll be celebrating some victories in his 100 days.
Well, definitely, Iman, there's quite a lot of victories that they have to celebrate. In fact, that drug lab is one of the 3 drug labs that have already, they're able to bust. But Iman, I must say that he has already briefed. It's just that it was very quick. In fact, he went through the numbers more than anything, explaining to us that even over 60,000 people have been arrested in the 100 days. This is during Operation Shanela, which we understand that from this briefing is going to be continuing to. I want to bring him in now to speak to us. And Provincial Commissioner, you've already stated that there's over 50 people that have been arrested within SAPS as well.
Thank you very much, and greetings to the viewers at home. Indeed, if I can indicate in terms of members of the South African Police Service for corruption, we have arrested over 50 or 51 to be exact, of which 12 have since been discharged from the South African Police Service, of which 5 there are for corruption, and 2 is for fraud, 1 is for murder, and then 1 is for rape. In terms of the numbers, here you're talking about the numbers. We, of course, in terms of Shanela, have arrested 69,435, of which 14,662 were for contact crimes, including 423 for murder and 327 for attempted murder. Recoveries of firearms is 1,912, of which is including 131 rifles, 92 shotguns, with 28,675 ammunitions.
And I understand also you've got the top 40 in terms of the police stations that are a great concern. Tell us how you have dealt with this, especially when it comes to Tembisa and Kagiso at this point.
Well, we are, of course, looking on the police stations which are highly contributing in terms of the crime, of which we call them the provincial top 40 in terms of the contact crimes. These emanate from the national top 30, of which it's an ongoing program, of which we have already started. We have started with Kagiso and Tembisa, and will continue with the other police stations which are on the list of provincial top 40.
2 concerns over the 2 cases, one being the 5-year-old that was shot, little one, as well as the second case which happened also in Soshanguve, where the 2 siblings were shot and burned in a shack. Are you making any inroads in arresting more people in these cases?
Well, as we know for the fact, we had a special media briefing for the 5-year-old in Soshanguve. When we made a media briefing, it was only 2 arrested, and then we added the other 2, of which all 4 of them, they are still in police custody. But to clarify and say, one of them is not necessarily linked with the 5-year-old, is a possession of unlicensed firearm. In respect to the 4 and the 7-year-old child, one would say on Monday, we had a breakthrough in terms of 2 suspects arrested, but we could only place 1 in the court roll, of which the court could only place in terms of the charge sheet, because you must take note that there's 4 different crime scenes. The first crime scene is the liquor outlet, you know, the tavern where 6 people were shot, 1 passed on, 5 died in hospital. The second crime scene, 2 people were involved but were not shot at that shack and then was set alight. The third crime scene is where the 2 children were. And the last crime scene is where this particular individual was shot and killed. So at this stage, this particular individual is placed on the court roll on the first crime scene, which is setting alight of that particular tavern, as well as the other counts relating to that, which is arson. So we are still investigating and looking on the issue of linking this particular individual with the other crime scenes.
And lastly, Provincial Commissioner, we've just had elections. If you could perhaps just give us an update in terms of where did the arrest end up in terms of the people that were arrested for election-related cases?
We had a total of 35 cases, of which 20 we had the arrest. I think the last media briefing we stood up at 20. And we must just take note, this is a post-elections. We are still on the ground in ensuring that we do policing, as we know for the fact that we are preparing as a province, the inauguration of the president, of which is going to happen on the 19th. We are part and parcel of, the plenary sessions, which is linked to National Head Office, the province, of which I chair the Provincial Priority Committee meeting. And we are ready policing these post-elections, and I must indicate that we were in a position to can manage in terms of our plans in terms of the elections.
So how many were arrested in total?
It's 20.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. There's the Provincial Commissioner, Mthombeni. Of course, Iman, updating us in terms of those numbers. They say numbers don't lie, and he's saying to us a lot more people have been arrested for basically crossing the law. And already at the same time, he's saying that their preparation now for the post-election and making sure that the inauguration goes very well in this province too.
Yeah, a great deal of hard work still lies ahead. Nqobile Madlala, thank you very much for that briefing, reflecting on the 100 days in office of the Gauteng Provincial Commissioner.